Now look, just for giggles, as we're doing a daiquiri kind of mini-series, it'd be rude not to include these. But look, we are not there yet. We are not the royal we on our rum journey. We are not there yet. We have gone up, in some cases, nearly £15 a bottle to you guys without trade accounts. You know, these can be 32, 33, 35 pounds a bottle. So we're going up a class, but they are here as gold, lower aged rums. Typically up to 5-year-old. Is that the right one? That one, that typically up to 5-year-old. The Zaimaka, even though it's not published, is a blend of between 1 and 3-year-old Jamaican rums. We've got the Fiji there. We've got the Guatemala and Belize. And literally, as just kind of finishing those last few words, I just remembered the 5th one. This one, the Lover's Rum, was actually gifted to me, billed as the ultimate daiquiri rum. Again, you are talking sort of 33, 35 pounds, maybe slightly more. Now I'll start off with the Plantation Rums, and I've got these kind of in the wrong order, but I'll kind of start off with the Barbados, the 5-year-old, because I think that was their first rum in this kind of premium series, if you like. I mean, Plantation have got a lot of rum, but essentially we're looking at 2 different brackets here. We've got what they call the bar classics, the cheaper, the sort of anywhere between 8, depending on your price, anywhere between 18, 22, 23 pounds a bottle. And then we've got their signature blends or their signature classics, but I forget what they call them. And I think this was their first one. Now, as you'd expect for the price, I say we're talking in some cases £15 extra a bottle compared to what I've just shown you. But you can tell the gulf in quality. The difference is mind-blowing. It's such a great daiquiri. And I think why I love Plantation so much, especially these ones, they are sort of finished off in cognac barrels. And cognac is, when it comes to neat sipping spirits, cognac is my ultimate kind of favourite spirit. But that's the thing, you can have more fun with rum and rum cocktails, and I do love some rum neat as well. So for this, the sweetness levels, it hits my palate perfectly. I get sweet tropical fruits, I get vanilla notes, I get a little bit of oaky notes as well, but predominantly sort of the cognac finish onto it. And I think the very final note that I kind of get, and this is really cool because I'm not brilliant at picking out flavours, but when you do stuff head to head, you can really tell the difference. And the final note that I get when it finishes, it's like maybe, I initially thought honey, but I think it's actually kind of maple notes. That is a delicious daiquiri. Now, bizarrely, for me at least, the Guatemalan and Belize one, it came very close, if not roughly, so I don't know when the years when they got released, but it came very close behind that one. Bizarrely, this one is not as much well talked about as what that is, but this one for me is the better rum. I absolutely adore this. And for a daiquiri, easily better than the Bajan, the 5-year-old Bajan rum there. We get so many different notes off there. We get dried fruits, I get apricot, I get vanilla, I get spices, almost get a bit of almond notes to it. It reminds me of like Christmas cake. That's the word I want to go to. It kind of reminds me of Christmas cake. But then the finish, I kind of get tobacco-y notes as well. And I've never smoked, but you kind of, you know, when you go into a room and you get those cigars, this cigar smoke, you kind of get that little subtle hint of that as it finishes. That is a delicious rum. And I think the difference is, I think that some of the rums in that, and obviously these are blends, but I think some of the rums in that have been aged slightly longer, up to 6 years. So we've got up to 6 years worth of oak and tropical aging going in there before it's even kind of shipped back and aged in cognac barrels. I really do love that. Now next came, and very recently came, the Zaimaka, probably couple of years now at the time of shooting. Zaimaka is a pot still Jamaican rum. Head and shoulders, for me at least, head and shoulders above Appleton Estate's signature blend. Whether it competes against the 8-year-old, the 12-year-old Appleton, we shall find out before long. But you do not mistake, there's even more Jamaican funk to this. We get even more banana, even more sort of pineapple leaf notes to it, even more spice, subtle hints of vanilla in there. Not, for me at least, not in the same league as that as a daiquiri, but that's a very, very good Jamaican rum. And I know that wins it on price, and that's what we're talking about. But as a go-to, if you can afford it, as a go-to kind of Jamaican kind of stock, that is superb. We've just got to find out in maybe a month, whenever we get to it, we've just got to find out whether that holds up against Appleton 8 and Appleton 12. Now we come on to the Plantation Fiji, the newest one out of the signature range. I literally cannot explain. I've tried to explain this before. I really struggle to explain this. It is just a tropical rum. I get everything from apple and pear, those kind of green fruits. I get the citrus fruits, maybe orange with a tiny hint of grapefruit coming through there. But I also get hints of banana and pineapple. It's just this whole mishmash of tropical. And the best way to describe it is a rum. It's almost, except for the price, it is almost an entry-level rum, because for those of you that have not had rum before, there is no way in the world you are going to dislike that. That is just gorgeous, neat, absolutely gorgeous, inoffensive, doesn't burn, your eyes light up when you taste it neat. It is great, it is absolutely great. And just drinking that as a daiquiri offers you something completely different to anything else we've got that's gone before it. It would be completely unfair to say that's better than that, it's better than that. It's not, it is just so different. I've yet to find and taste a rum, or even think of a rum, that would even be in that category. It's just a tropical rum without it being a flavoured rum. You know, we're not talking flavoured rums, we're just talking out and out tropical. Even little side note for you, even that rum and tonic is probably the best rum and tonic I've ever tasted. Going on to the Lovers Rum, billed as the ultimate daiquiri rum. First off, let me read you where it's from. It's a collection of rums. We've got Barbados, Dominican Republic, Guatemala, Nicaragua and Panama. So it's a blend of five countries. God knows how many different rums are in there. It might be just five rums. It might be a whole load of different rums. It might be up to 12, 13, we don't know. But billed as the ultimate daiquiri rum. And I have to say, it doesn't disappoint. There are so many different flavours going on there, but it's just beautifully balanced, beautifully rounded. And do you know what? And I know I have seen that up at £40 a bottle. I know most sort of trade prices, you'd be talking low 30s. I have seen that up at £40 a bottle. I have to say, personally, for that, I wouldn't pay that. I wouldn't, you know, it's a good daiquiri, it's a really good daiquiri, but you can have fun with other rums. You know, the Bacardi 4-year-old lit my eyes up, and that's what, £21, £22 a bottle, maybe. Yes, the Lovers Rum is slightly better than that. It's slightly more rounded, it's slightly more like the finished article. But is it worth that much money? I'm not convinced. I'm one of these people that always comes back to money and value for money and things like that. And for me, I love the Plantation. There is an ultimate gulf between these and what's gone before it previously in this video. I would happily drink these all day long if money was no object. You can have so much different fun with these, but we come back to it at the end of the day. Do you know what? You are not going to be disappointed with the Plantation OD, and you are definitely not going to be disappointed with the Bacardi 4-year-old. So after all that, after appreciating the daiquiri and how it kind of me trying to explain different rums and how they affect different cocktails, and kind of trying to drill it into you, the difference in flavour profiles, in the next video, when I film it, coming up right there, we're going to be looking at the rums you need to stock your home bars.